Breaking news from the Crypto Basic. A NASDAQ-listed company has revealed holding XRP in its corporate treasury as XRP investments steadily come into the spotlight. Now, this is the kind of headline that, believe it or not, tired of fake gurus who claim to be expert traders but never trade live? I trade live on the second largest crypto exchange, where everything is transparent and results can't be faked. For over 440 days, I've consistently closed every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $34,000 in profits with only 4% drawdown. Verified results, not empty claims. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in my profile and start copying my trades for free today. Would have seemed completely outlandish just 5 or 10 years ago. Back in 2017, when I first dove into the world of crypto, I always had a gut feeling this day would come. I even talked about it publicly. XRP being held in treasuries, whether by governments or corporations around the globe, always felt like a realistic possibility to me. And why not? These are scarce, finite, and highly functional assets. If you've got surplus funds, you need to park them somewhere. And now, it seems, XRP is becoming that somewhere. Where do you put your money? Just gold? Real estate? What about if you're a company with extra funds lying around? You've got to invest it somewhere. For years, I've believed this option made sense, but back in 2017, if you mentioned it, you'd probably get laughed out of the room, especially by anyone outside the crypto space. They'd call it wishful thinking. Fast forward to today, and it's happening. The shift is real. It's not even about how much is being invested in XRP. It's about what it represents, a paradigm shift. The growing acceptance of cryptocurrencies, with XRP leading the charge. That's the real story. This is just the beginning. As more people catch on to what we've known for years, that XRP is genuinely useful, this momentum will only build. It's not going anywhere. One of the standout stars of the crypto world, and let's be real, number go up. The more people, businesses, and even nations that realize this, the more money will pour in. And guess what? It's already happening. Sure, some might brush it off as no big deal, just a trickle of funds. To that, I say, wake up. This is a massive shift. Now, before we dive deeper, let me be upfront. I'm not a financial expert. This isn't financial advice, and you should never make decisions to buy or sell based on what I say are right. I'm just a crypto enthusiast, sharing thoughts on YouTube for fun. That said, there's been plenty of chatter about XRP as a treasury asset this year, and it's worth paying attention to. Ever since Trump was elected, especially in 2025, leading up to his inauguration, there's been a whirlwind of debate and speculation. One topic that often gets misunderstood, and I touched on this briefly in a video, involves a document on the SEC's website. It's titled Comprehensive Proposal, XRP as a Strategic Financial Asset. Now here's the twist. Many people ran with the story, claiming the SEC was officially endorsing this idea, but that's not the case at all. It's a perfect example of how misinformation spreads, even with something as straightforward as a government website. That's not quite accurate. While it would be exciting to think the SEC has gone pro-crypto, or at least not anti-crypto, that's not the case. A crypto task force was actually set up by the SEC after Trump's inauguration, and they've been accepting submissions from all kinds of sources. This particular document making the rounds, it's just one person's submission, and honestly, parts of it are pretty out there. Not all of it, necessarily, but enough to raise an eyebrow. And I wanted to clear that up because many of you might have come across this before, and it's easy to get the wrong idea. The document is not official SEC material. That said, it's still plausible the US government could end up holding XRP one day. For now, Bitcoin continues to enjoy its special status. Make of that what you will. This doesn't change the fact that XRP still holds the potential for life-changing wealth, so I'm not too rattled by it. But it's clear someone managed to sway Trump into giving Bitcoin special treatment after he initially lumped XRP and other altcoins together, presumably on equal footing. Still, it's significant. Think about it. Of all nations, the United States has already entered the crypto conversation. A few years ago, that would have been labeled insane. When I first got into crypto, this level of acknowledgement would have seemed impossible. But time has a funny way of proving things right, and as the vision becomes clearer, more people start hopping on board. The truth is, most people struggle to see the big picture when it comes to innovation like this. So, credit where it's due. Kudos to all of you who saw the potential in crypto and XRP early. You got it. If something makes sense, it just makes sense, doesn't it? Wow, XRP is really making waves. Companies around the globe are jumping on board, adding XRP to their balance sheets. And while we only know of a few examples so far, it's likely just the tip of the iceberg. Many of these companies might not even be publicly traded, so their moves are flying under the radar. Imagine how many have already adopted XRP without us knowing. It's exciting to think about. Let me share a few examples with you. Check this out. FX Street reports XRP to serve as a treasury asset in NASDAQ-listed Worksport. Let me quickly dive into the latest update, but first, I need to make sure you're aware of something big that's already happened. This is a game changer. So, here's the story. Following in the footsteps of MicroStrategy, the business intelligence giant NASDAQ-listed Worksport is jumping into the crypto world. The tonneau cover manufacturer announced in a blog post on Thursday that it plans to invest up to $5 million, 0 cents, in Bitcoin and XRP as part of its corporate treasury strategy. Why? The company says it's all about boosting transaction efficiency while showing confidence in cryptocurrency as both a store of value and a hedge against inflation. CEO Stephen Rossi shared, "Our adoption of Bitcoin and XRP reflects our commitment to staying ahead of market trends while focusing on operational efficiency and shareholder value." To me, this is massive. A manufacturer embracing crypto at this level, it signals a powerful shift, and it's worth paying attention to. Back in December, I covered this with excitement because, let's be real, if you mentioned this a few years ago, people would have called you crazy. Companies buying XRP as a store of value, adding it to their balance sheets as a treasury reserve asset? No way. Except now, it's actually happening. This isn't fantasy, it's real life. Businesses have started to wake up and see the writing on the wall. XRP is emerging as an early frontrunner in the crypto space, with its utility growing stronger by the day. Now think about it. As more people and companies get curious about crypto, what happens when they decide to diversify? What's one of the first assets they're going to stumble upon? XRP. It's sitting right there, massively undervalued, waiting for its moment. Here's how I see it. XRP is massively undervalued. For years, it's been held back, stifled by endless SEC drama. But that chapter is finally closed, and now there's a rare window to grab it while it's still cheap, before it skyrockets over the next decade or two. If we're right, and I believe we are, XRP's long-term value hinges on its utility, and so far it's proving itself time and again. As adoption grows, so does its potential. Fast forward a few years and we could be talking about life-changing wealth. No exaggeration. Of course, there's always risk. If we're wrong or something unexpected happens, it could go to zero. That's the gamble we take. But honestly, I see no cracks in the foundation. Adoption keeps climbing because XRP is actually useful. Do you see anything to suggest otherwise? I sure don't. What's going to shift the game? Sure, it's going to be a roller coaster, up, down, and all around. But over time, the trend climbs upward, especially when you're ahead of governments playing referee, like the SEC in the US trying to pick winners and losers. Speaking of big moves, here's one for you. Newsfile reports that the BCB Co., based in Vancouver, British Columbia, is shaking things up. They've just diversified their treasury with a bold 250,000 0 cents XRP purchase, all aimed at boosting shareholder value. The BCB Corporation is excited to announce its decision to invest in XRP, a rising cryptocurrency that's gaining serious traction. As part of the company's strategy to deliver value to shareholders, they're diving into the crypto space. Oh, and here's the kicker. This news comes from December 3rd, 2024. Funny how things change, right? The US finally embraced crypto, and suddenly XRP went from going to zero to being the talk of the town. Confidence is a powerful thing. Once it's there, the money follows. Let the free market do its thing, and guess what? XRP has emerged as a winner. No surprises here. The company plans to start strong by investing $250,000, 0 cents CAD, from its cash reserves directly into XRP. Why? Because they see major potential for solid returns. It's a bold move, but one that reflects their belief in the evolving crypto landscape. Here's something interesting I want to share. Let me quote this. "We are excited to explore innovative ways to protect and grow our capital in a challenging financial environment," said Braden Sutton, CEO of the BCB Co. He continued, "Ripple's recent progress in legal and market legitimacy makes it a strong contender, with multiple global asset managers filing spot XRP ETF proposals with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, and renewed optimism around pro-crypto policies potentially returning under Donald Trump's administration. We see Ripple as a unique opportunity to align with emerging financial trends and deliver long-term value for our shareholders." End quote. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. They're mixing up Ripple and XRP. Honestly, if they invested in this space, they should know better. That critique aside, they're still on the right track. Big picture-wise, they seem to get it. This is real life, folks. It's what I always believed could happen, and seeing it come to fruition has been incredibly rewarding. Here's the scoop. While this headline from CryptoBase seems fresh, the story actually dates back to March. Yep, it's old news. But here's the twist. Almost nobody knew about it. Sometimes news slips under the radar, and it's only when someone stumbles upon it and shares it on social media that it explodes with reposts. That's exactly what happened here. Sure, the news is technically from March, but you're seeing an April 26, 2025 headline because it went unnoticed until now. It's one of those rare gems that slipped through the cracks, and that's why I'm covering it. Because no one else did. This is the latest example of hidden news finally coming to light. It makes you wonder, how many other firms have pulled off something similar without anyone noticing? But let's shift gears for a moment. Here's an interesting one. Digital Commodities applauds Ripple's resolution with the SEC and throws its support behind XRP and its ecosystem. Here's the highlight. No need for the full article dive. In response to the recent legal breakthroughs, Digital Commodities reveals it holds 103,000 XRP tokens in its corporate treasury. Even more intriguing, they're actively considering deeper investments in Ripple assets, technologies, and companies within the XRP ecosystem. It's all part of their long-term game plan to build value through a diversified digital asset strategy. Now that's a bold move. This is just the beginning, folks, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. It's exciting to see more companies diving into the Bitcoin space, not just MicroStrategy, who really set the standard for this kind of move. Props to them for leading the way. But now others are jumping in too, and honestly, I couldn't be happier to see this trend picking up steam. Check this out. According to Daily Hodl, medical tech firm Similar Scientific just added another $10 million, 0 cents worth of Bitcoin to their holdings. That brings their total stash to an impressive 3,303 Bitcoin. In a thread on X, founder and chairman Eric Similar shared the news, revealing the company acquired 111 more Bitcoin in this. His message? Similar Scientific is just getting started. This is the kind of momentum we need to see. The more companies getting involved, the stronger the ecosystem becomes. All right, folks, this is exciting to see, and it's just the beginning. Expect more moves like this, especially when it comes to XRP. Don't say I didn't warn you. Here's the scoop. Similar Scientific, which made waves by adopting the leading crypto asset as its primary reserve back in May 2024, just dropped some intriguing numbers. According to a recent press release, the company's average Bitcoin cost sits at just under $88,000, 0 cents per token. They initially snagged 111 Bitcoin for $10 million, 0 cents, at an average price of $90, 12 cents per Bitcoin. Fast forward to April 24, 2025, and they now hold roughly 300 Bitcoin, acquired for a total of $290,400,000, 0 cents, averaging out to $87.93 per token. It's fascinating, isn't it? That's a hefty price tag. But here's the thing. Fast forward 10 years, if Bitcoin continues its trajectory, we might look back and think, wow, that was a bargain. Perspective is everything. I've been around long enough to hold Bitcoin when it was as low as $3.20. So whether $88, 0 cents K seems high or cheap, well, it's all relative. I remember holding XRP back when it was just $0.10. Fast forward to seeing firms finally acknowledging its value, some jumping in when it hit nearly $3.00 back in December. That tells you something. These companies know how wild crypto can get, yet they're betting on XRP for the long haul. That's not blind optimism, it's a calculated vote of confidence, and I'm here for it. You're not alone in this. You've got that same belief, and honestly, it just makes sense. You're not late to the game. You're ridiculously early. Fast forward 10 or 20 years, and these prices will probably seem like a steal. It's all about perspective, and time's going to prove it. Imagine this. XRP was sitting at $0.49, and some companies hesitated, waiting for more certainty post-election. Can I blame them? Not really. They wanted reassurance about the direction the US was heading. Well, guess what? They got it. Now, they're diving in and pouring money into it. Looking ahead, if XRP continues gaining traction like we believe it will, fast forward 10-20 years and who knows where the price could go. One thing's for sure, it won't be stuck at $2.00. But hey, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't make any financial moves based on what I say. Seriously, that could be a terrible, terrible idea.